I'm here today with the foundation first impressions demo and wear test of the new Christian Louboutin foundation. This is a new foundation. When I saw it on Nordstrom's, I was like, Nordstrom. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to try that. It looks really beautiful. It was a little bit tricky picking out a color. The color I'm wearing today is 25C, but then I also picked up 30N, which is neutral olive, which that just came in. So I'm excited to see if that is like a better match with like my self tanner. But this foundation retails for $77. So it is a luxury pricier foundation, but it's not as expensive as some like Sicily foundations and a couple other of those higher end brands tend to be pretty expensive. So it's $77, which is still a lot of money for a high-end foundation. Although I have to say that some of the drugstore foundations are about $20 now, which is just mind-blowing. So this is a matte foundation that has a luminous finish. It's supposed to be 24-hour wear. A matte with a luminous finish, which that doesn't, those two things don't really go together, but it's supposed to be long wearing. It is also supposed to be transfer resistant. It's lightweight, breathable, high coverage, minimize the appearance of pores, soften fine lines. It's supposed to leave your skin feeling hydrated, even though it's more of a matte luminous finish is what we're calling it. That's what they're calling it. And so I am so excited to see how this wears. If you guys want to see how it applies and how it wears throughout the day, then just stay tuned. So the color I ended up going with, it was really hard to find a shade, like what shade I thought would match me, and the ones that I thought would match me weren't showing up online. So I got what I think might be the closest. This is 25C, so I'm hoping it's not too cool toned. Per usual, don't mind my wrists, okay? I had to scrub off my self-tan and redo it. It's, gosh, it's like several days old, no, maybe a week old. So I think for a week, that's actually not too bad. I'm gonna prime my skin. I've been really actually liking this Lawless Forget the Filler primer. There's not a lot from Lawless that I really like, unfortunately. Like, I love the idea of the brand. I love that it's a clean brand, but I just find that I really struggle with loving a lot of products from clean beauty brands. I just don't know that they perform, you know, as well as, you know, the non-clean beauty brands, but I do find that I like this primer. It's pretty good. It gives kind of like a plump, juicy look to the skin. So this is definitely one thing I liked. Actually what I have on my eyes, I was debating whether I was going to return this. It's the Dreamy Dozen from Lawless. And I have pretty much every warm tone shade on my eye. And then this is what is on my lid. And then I topped it with, you will love these if you like sparkly eyes. This is Copper Lake from Stila, and that's what I like topped my eye with, but I was seeing if I like this. I tried it one other time, didn't love it. The shimmers in it are not very good, but that's okay. Okay, so this is a matte foundation, so I do want to add a tiny bit of glow underneath. So I did the Flawless, the Lawless, now I'm gonna do the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. I just do one pump, and we're going to put this all over the forehead and like the cheeks. I mean, it really will go all over, but that's where the bulk of it's gonna go. Perfect. I've been using this pretty much every single day. Okay, the bottle is gorgeous. Look how pretty that is, which obviously you would expect from a high-end Christian Louboutin foundation. So it's supposed to be a long wearing, matte, breathable foundation. And I'm very excited. I'm gonna try with a beauty blender, beauty sponge, because that is just like my favorite method. All foundations I've used lately, I preferred the brush, so. So again, this is 25C. There was a few different shades I was looking at, but I could not find them. Like, I don't know if they were sold out, but they just like were not even an option to buy or put on a wait list or anything. But I do find, okay, it's heavily fragranced. Heavily fragranced. It smells kind of like an old lady, if I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, it's pretty fragranced. Yeah, I was making sure it wasn't like the soap from my sponge, but yeah, it's definitely very fragranced. Okay, that's really freaking pretty though. And actually the color match is really nice. Sometimes I'm like a pretty neutral undertone, but obviously I self-tan, so I tend to like a warmer foundation. I don't tend to go for cool tone foundations because I do have a little bit of pinkiness in my cheeks, and sometimes, especially because I self-tan, if I go for a cooler tone foundation, it gives me that weird like pinky mask look to my face. Okay, so it definitely like evened out my skin tone. I feel like maybe because of the lights, it's looking a tiny bit warmer than it is, because I am noticing it is pretty cool toned, but I think I can work with that. Yeah, definitely the lighting. I feel like the lighting tends to make things look a little bit more yellowy, even though I have neutral lights on, but it's like 6 in the morning, so the sun is not up. I have no natural light. I just get ready so early. So it's definitely more pinky toned than I typically would like. I should probably just go with a warm tone foundation. Maybe if I really like it, I'll exchange it. The finish is beautiful. Like it actually like looks like skin. I feel like it kind of blurred my pores. It literally is so lightweight. Like it says it's a lightweight foundation. It is absolutely lightweight. Like I look at my skin and I don't see makeup. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't look heavy. It doesn't look cakey. It looks like skin. It's a satin finish, even though we put that glowier primer on. Like I'm not a flat matte. There's a little bit of like natural skin tone to it, like a natural skin finish. That is really pretty. Le Beige Cream Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream is what they call it now. It used to be like Tan de Chanel or something like that back in the day. And I have the shade Tan Medium Bronze. When I was in Scotland, I bought the Deep, and it is way too dark for me, but it was all they had in stock, and I don't know, I just for some reason decided to just do it. And then I'm like, can't really use it unless I'm like super fresh tan. But isn't this so pretty? Isn't it a pretty bronzer? I'm actually going to be filming a TikTok and a reel testing out these new e.l.f. products. So make sure you follow me over on TikTok or Instagram if you want to see how those apply. The concealer I'm using is 305N. This is from Lancome. It's like one of my favorites. It's their serum foundation, or serum concealer, sorry. And it's just so creamy and nice. I really, really like it. And then I've really been loving this brush from Kylie Cosmetics. It's her concealer brush that came out with her concealer. Looks like this. I have really been liking it. I basically just start out and just kind of pat the concealer where I want it. And then I go in with my beauty blender and just kind of finish blending it. And just dab it out. Just like that. And then I'm going to be using one of those Milk little gels. They're new gel. They're like gel, cooling tint gel, jelly tints. So I'm going to be using this. So I'm going to go hop over on Instagram and TikTok and get that filmed. And then I'm going to just set my eyes with my typical Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Cake. And then set my entire face. What am I going to use today? I think I'm going to use my NYX, my tried and true NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. This one's just my favorite. I've been through a million of these. 6:39. So I will pop back on in a few hours and show you how everything is holding up. I might show you a finished face before I do that. We'll see. I have a bar class at 8:30, so I gotta hurry and get ready so I can get my kids ready and get them all situated for the day, and I will be back in just a little bit. This all looks so pretty. Wow, that highlight's amazing. So looking up close, my skin looks phenomenal. I feel like it looks like skin. It looks very lightweight. It looks very, very natural. Like I'm not getting any bunching in anywhere on my face. As I've gotten older, I'm getting these nasal labial folds, which we're gonna have to get that fixed. But like sometimes it'll get bunchy looking here and it looks beautiful. Like the foundation, don't mind my pimple, looks beautiful. Like that is so pretty. I'm so excited to see how it wears. So I am going to check in a few hours. It's almost 7 o'clock. It's 6:55. I'm going to do a bar class. I have some errands and stuff I got to run this morning. So I'll probably check in around the 6-hour mark and we'll see how it's holding up. But so far it's supposed to be a 24-hour long wear, water resistant, transfer resistant, or I don't know if it's water resistant. Definitely said transfer resistant, and see how it lasts because it looks so pretty right now. I'm here with a check-in. It is 2:20. I have had this on for several hours. This on already for 8 hours. I was going to do a 6-hour check-in, totally spaced. We're here at 8 hours. It is looking so good. It's such a pretty foundation. It feels so light on the skin. I feel like it looks very much like skin. It's like so pretty, and I don't feel like it's accentuating like pores or anything. It's literally so beautiful. So far so good. My other shade did come in today. I forgot that I had ordered 2 shades. I had ordered the shade 25C, and then I also ordered shade 30NO, which is neutral olive. So I'll be curious to see if that one works a little bit better, especially since I do a self-tan. But I was able to get this to actually blend pretty nicely. It is, again, a bit more of a cooler toned foundation, but I was able to get it to be okay. So the next check-in I probably am going to do, we're doing couples yoga tonight. It's like their Valentine's Day couples yoga, even though Valentine's Day was several days ago. So I'll probably do one final check-in when I get back from couples yoga tonight. And at that point, it'll be 8 o'clock at night. So it'll definitely be like 12, 13, about 14 hours wear. So I'm curious to see how this looks after 14 hours. Final check-in. I'm exhausted. It's 9 o'clock at night. This has been on for 15 hours or so. It's looking pretty good. My lipstick is obviously worn off. It's worn off a tiny bit on my forehead. We were doing like child's pose and stuff at couples yoga, but I think it held up really nice. It's such a pretty foundation. So this one is definitely a win. I can't wait to try that other shade and see how it wears, but final check-in. It looks so pretty. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.